Zion Williamson on the move this summer with a new GM in town, Joe Dumars.
Guys, we might have seen the last of Zion in a Pelicans uniform. Yes, guys, it's crazy to say because when he came out of Duke, we thought he was going to be the next LeBron or next great, whatever you may be. And he still could be that. But as we know, injuries and his weight kind of derailed his career as of now. He's still young, so I don't want to make it seem like his career is done and over with. But guys, about 5 or 6 days ago, right, Joe Dumars was going to get hired to be the new GM of the Pelicans, right? As you see in this article, Pelicans ownership will mandate Joe Dumars to trade Zion Williamson, which is very interesting because they got a new person. And usually if you get hired somewhere and the first thing they tell you to do, you're probably going to do it. But now, as of yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, he came out and said, Joe Dumars, obviously, Pelicans Dumars denies Zion Williamson rumors, says there's no mandate to trade him, which is kind of interesting to me for the simple fact that, yes, Zion has been unhealthy. Yes, he hasn't been able to stay on the court, but when he is on the court, he hasn't played that bad. Guys, I got three trade destinations where I think Zion can go. You either like these packages or not. Pause. You either like these packages or not. But guys, let's get straight into these trade packages. I'd be sitting here thinking to yourself, there's no reason for anyone to trade for Zion Williamson, and I completely disagree. I don't know if there's one team that wants to trade for him, 2 teams, 5 teams, 10 teams. I'm not sure, but there's someone out there right now in the NBA that wants Zion Williamson because he's still a very, very good basketball player, and I have no doubt about it, guys. And yes, you're gonna say the sample size that I'm about to give you, he played only 30 games this year. I completely understand. It should be more. It's only 30 games. But guys, the times that he played and the times he was healthy and was able to be on the court, he averaged 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he shot 56% from the field. Guys, those are decent numbers. For someone that hasn't played basketball that much the past 2 to 3 years, I think averaging 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and shoot 56% from the field, guys, he is a very good basketball player still. And like I said, you might be sitting here. There's no way anyone trades for him with his health problems and with his weight problems and stuff like that. But guys, there's at least one team that wants Zion Williamson. The first trade being to the Detroit Pistons. And yes, you guys might be saying, why would the Detroit Pistons want to trade for Zion? They're currently in the playoffs and just beat the Knicks, who I think the Pistons should be 2-0 in this series. But nonetheless, Zion to the Detroit Pistons, and here is the trade package, right? The Pistons receive, obviously, Zion Williamson, but they also get Antonio Reeves. Pelicans receive Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, 1 first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. And guys, you guys might be saying, number one, why would the Pistons want to do this? And number two, the trade package for Zion isn't that good. Why Zion Williamson will be a good fit for the Pistons is because, yes, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Yes, his weight, stuff like that. But he doesn't have to be that guy anymore, right? When he's with the Pelicans, he needs to be that guy. He was obviously the number 1 pick when he got drafted. Everyone's like, he is our guy. And I still think he could be that guy. But you got Cade Cunningham over there. You got Jalen Duren, right? You're still gonna have Asar Thompson. You insert someone like Zion who can get to the basket at will and just play bully ball. And as we know, the Detroit Pistons, not gonna call them the bad boy Pistons, but the Pistons right now, this year, last year, were playing very, very tough. And if you guys see right now against the Knicks in the playoffs, they are playing very good basketball, and it's rough house basketball. You know, they're gonna let you know we're here to play, and we're gonna bang some bodies, we're gonna hurt you, right? And Zion fits that mentality so well because he plays so well in the painted area, right? Antonio Reeves was kind of a throw-in, but guys, I would absolutely love this fit with the Pistons. Him, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren. I think it would be an amazing fit for Zion Williamson to go to the Detroit Pistons. You might be looking at the trade package for the Pelicans and what they get, and yes, it's not a crazy package. Pause. It's not a crazy package. Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, 1 first-round pick, and 2 seconds. Tobias Harris is kind of a throw-in in there because the salary got to work. Although Tobias Harris has been playing very good for the Detroit Pistons. He is on his last year of his deal. I don't know if they gave him a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. Jaden Ivey, who was playing very, very good in the start of the season, which I don't know if the Pistons really want to give away Jaden Ivey in a trade package, especially for Zion. If it's a different superstar, maybe they will. But Jaden Ivey, I think, is a guy that has very good potential, and I don't really think they need another ball handler. on the Pistons squad because they already have Cade, they already have Dennis Schroeder, who's been playing very good basketball. Don't know if Dennis Schroeder is still going to be there, but I think this package right here is mainly around Jaden Ivey and how good of a prospect he can be. The 2027 first round pick, obviously you need to throw a first round pick in there, and then you obviously get 2 seconds. And guys, I don't want to either say this trade package is good, this trade package is bad, because it depends on how you view Zion Williamson, right? If you could get Jaden Ivey and a first round pick and 2 seconds for him, I think that's good. Knowing his history with his health, with his weight, he only played 30 games this year, and last year I think it was even less, or maybe even right around the same. So if you think you're going to trade Zion and don't even want to, deal with his problems anymore, I would take Jaden Ivey, a first round pick, in 2 seconds. And guys, that is the trade package. Zion to the Detroit Pistons for Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, 1 first round pick and 2 seconds, guys. I honestly would love to see Zion on the Pistons and kind of fit that bad boy Pistons play style. But guys, let me know what you guys think with this trade package, and let's move on to the second one. My favorite trade packages of all 3 is Zion Williamson to the Miami Heat. The Heat received Zion Williamson, Brandon Boston. The Pelicans received Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez, Keshad Johnson, 2 first round picks, guys. And you guys might be saying, whoa, this is a lot for Zion. Or you might be saying, this is not enough for Zion. Guys, if Zion gets traded to the Miami Heat, we will have no more problems with Zion's weight. If Zion goes to the Heat, right, we know the Heat are very good at developing players. We know that the Godfather over there in Pat Riley does not play no games. We know Eric Spoelstra is a very good coach, and he's been a very good coach. I think if he gets somewhere traded to the Heat, or somewhere to the Heat, a franchise that's prestigious, that takes... they are no nonsense. I think Zion could play very good with the Heat, and I think he could thrive with the Miami Heat. And you guys might be questioning, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware. Guys, this could be a very decent starting 5, right? Or I guess you could say 4. Zion could step in and be that guy. Like I said, they still got Tyler Hero, they still got Bam, who are very... I wouldn't say average, they're all-stars, but I think Zion could put them to the next level, and I think Zion could be that guy. Although he is going to be the new guy if he does get traded, he might step on some toes, but I think Zion could come in, fit in very well, and I think Zion could fit the Heat culture. And I think if there's one place that can control his health a little bit better, or control his weight, I should say, it's probably the Miami Heat, because the Miami Heat are a no-nonsense program. Like I said, they got the Godfather and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. So it makes sense for Zion to go to the Heat and be very healthy, right? You guys might be saying for what the Pelicans get, that they're getting fleeced, it's not enough for Zion, but I beg to differ. He will gladly give up Terry Rozier, who's fallen out of rotation, has not played in the playoffs for them. He's also fallen out of rotation the last month and a half or so in the regular season. Same thing with Jaime Jaquez. However, Jaime Jaquez is still a decent prospect because he's 6'6". He can either play the shooting guard or he can play the small forward. He did play for them a lot last year, and also kind of halfway through the season of this year too, but kind of fell out of rotation. Same thing with Terry Rozier. Keshad Johnson was kind of a filler, right? And then you still get those 2 first-round picks. But guys, that's my second trade destination for Zion. Zion to the Miami Heat. Let's get it done. The final destination I have Zion Williamson getting traded to is my Chicago Bulls. The Bulls received Zion Williamson, Brandon Boston. The Pelicans received Nikola Vucevic, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball, a 2026 first-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. And let's talk about what the Pelicans received first, because you might be saying, yo, the Pelicans are getting fleeced. And honestly, they kind of are, but Nikola Vucevic, he's got another year on his contract, and he did play well for the Bulls this year. I think he could still get traded for something. I don't know if it's for Zion or what his value is, but I think the Pelicans need a backup center, or they need a starting center. I know, I forgot his name, Missy. You guys know who I'm talking about. Missy, he played very good at the 5 for them. But I think Vucevic could start for the Pelicans next year if he does get traded. Patrick Williams, who's on a very bad contract. Oh my God, as a Bulls fan, I would trade Patrick Williams for a bag of chips, bro. And if you're a Bulls fan, I would literally trade Patrick Williams for a used condom. Like, a no bullshit, no hate, but his contract is bad. He doesn't play well for us, and maybe he can go to the Pelicans and flourish. You never know. Every time there's a trade, I think to myself, what if this player could flourish? And I think sometimes the change of scenery for some players is all they need. You know what I mean? Look at Ben Simmons. He's been bouncing around, bouncing around. He got to the he got to the Clippers. I'm sorry, with Tyronn Lue, Kawhi, and James Harden, and he hasn't played half bad, right? Lonzo Ball will go back to the Pelicans. He could be a decent backup point guard. You will have him under contract for another 2 years, if I'm mistaken, for $10 million. I think Lonzo could still play good basketball, give you 15, 20 good minutes. Obviously, there's health concerns there. The 2026 first round pick, if I'm not mistaken, will be the Trailblazers first round pick. And if I had to guess, I think the Trailblazers, will be very bad next year also. So that pick will probably be top 10. No protections on that pick. And the 2029 second round pick, obviously kind of a throw in, but it's still a second round pick. I didn't think to myself, Zion to the Bulls didn't really make much sense until I started breaking it down. And then I started thinking, you know what? It wouldn't be that bad, right? Zion in a big market like the Bulls, if he could stay healthy, which is his number one concern, I think Zion could very well be a very, very good player on the Chicago Bulls, right? You got Josh Giddey, who is a pass first point guard. Him and Zion in the pick and roll will be very, very interesting. You still got Kobe White, who could, dish it out a little bit, but he could also mainly score, right? You got Matas, who could either play the 3, play the 4. If you get Zion and kind of build the I wouldn't say roster around him, because we have a decent roster, but I think Zion can still be a player that gives you 25, 5, and 5 every single night if he plays on the Bulls or any other team. You know what I'm saying? It's just his health concerns are the main thing. I think it makes sense for the Bulls to go out and get a superstar. I mean, if you're not tanking and you want to be in the middle every single year, as a Bulls fan, I know how that is. If you want to be in the middle every single year, you want to either be in the play-in or right above the play-in, whatever, be the 7 seed and 6 seed, whatever it may be. I think you make this move, go get Zion. You want to trade Vucevic anyway. You want to trade Patrick Williams anyway. You want to trade Lonzo anyway. You might as well go get someone who is, I guess you could say, high risk, high reward, because, like I said, Zion's health is the main issue. But if Zion could play 55, 60 games, whatever it may be, which is kind of pushing it, but if he could play 50 games, 55 games, I think this makes complete sense for the Chicago Bulls. And that's going to wrap up the video, guys. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. You guys will either want Zion at the Bulls, Pistons, or the Miami Heat. You let me know. Or if you want Zion to get traded to somewhere else, your favorite team, the Knicks. I don't even know. I don't even know where Zion can go. But his services are going to be wanted somewhere. And I think Zion has played his last game in a Pelicans uniform. But let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys so much. But it's been your boy. Peace.